Hello guys, today our review is about a game called Scarlet Nexus. Do you like character action games? What about visual novels? What about games that are half of one and the other? Scarlet Nexus is great if you like both of these things, but if you don't find the game story interesting or don't like games with hours upon hours of conversation over still images, then this probably isn't for you. The story is sort of typical for a sci-fi manga anime style game. You can pick one of two characters, a sword user and a psychokinetic shuriken user to play as. They get notably different story sequences with their own squads, so there is plenty of reason to play through both stories if you enjoyed your time after your first run. If you indulge in optional conversations and quests which don't appear until way later, a single playthrough can easily run a couple dozen hours. At the first glance, you might think that Scarlet Nexus is the kind of a Japanese action RPG that leans heavily into fun hack-and-slash mechanics, like what you'd get in recent and highly enjoyable ES titles. We get all of the recognizable elements of a game like that. A perfect dodge that slows time and gives you a chance to counter two types of attack combo special attacks. And on top of that, you throw things around with a playable character, which is increasingly fun and can enhance the flow of the fight. Then you also get the cool finisher and additional movement abilities, and as your party grows, the special abilities that are tied to the party members get even more fun and creative. And yet, if you try to play this game as a fast-paced hack-and-slash, you will die a lot. The thing is, this game isn't actually an ES type of game, or even as Final Fantasy VII Remake type of game. That's far closer to Final Fantasy XV or Lightning Returns in terms of how it plays. Meaning that while you input typical hack-and-slash combos, they work more like traditional JRPG, menu commands that cannot be interrupted. Started a combo, can't move or dodge until the animation finishes. Started any special animation, locked into it until it's done, or you get hit. To be fair, if you decide to start with Kasana as your first character, her fighting style is more in line with that the game wants to be, but even there it feels flawed. While Yuita controls just like your typical hack-and-slash anime swordsman, except really unresponsive when it matters. The approach to the combat the game has isn't bad, when you play it as intended, and you can still pull some fun combinations, all while looking cool AF. Problem is, the way the game wants to be paced is slow and tedious. Its main gameplay is basically divided into two main parts: the cutscenes that presented in the nice top-frame style mixed with real time from time to time, and the fights. Sure, there are bits of exploration as well and even the social element, but both elements are very simplified and are nothing but lead-ins into the two main parts. And since there is so much fighting going on all the time, you really want to speed up and play fast, like one would in hack-and-slash. And it actually can work in many spots, but not everywhere and most certainly not during boss fights, which require you to stop attacking and run away, or wait for the perfect dodge moment, as soon as the enemy is preparing the attack. Scarlet Nexus has a really cool, both visual and conceptually, world, and there are many points in the story where you catch glimpses of what amazing themes could be explored. But then the game goes for a basic trope instead. The characters have interesting traits, but are instead treated as predictable anime stereotypes. The storytelling suffers from the typical over-explain things to the players as often as you can issue lots of Japanese RPGs have, where you learn one simple fact during a story chapter and then this fact gets regurgitated for the next 10 minutes, adding nothing to the story of the characters. And in the end, the story is far less exciting than what it could be. Scarlet Nexus is a really good game with a fair amount of value, but just don't expect it to be like a Tales game, because it's not really. Every squad member has bond episode where they have long talks with whoever your protag is, and you use these and gifts to level up their bonds. The higher their bond, the more things they can do for you in combat. This is a fairly engrossing game that fans of action and visual novels will likely enjoy. So this is the end of our video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, leave your comments below. I'll be happy to discuss it with you. See you next video. Bye.